Meanwhile, I guess it was only a matter of time until Mr. Sexual Harassment over here decides to do the dumbest possible thing you could do in the situation and sells out the guy who's trying to save him.
Mr. McLean. Mr. Officer John McLean of the New York Police Department. I have someone who wants to talk to you. A very special friend who was with you at the party tonight.
Hey, John boy.
Ellis?
Yeah. Now listen, John. You give me a few minutes to try to talk some sense into you. I know you think you're doing your job, John, and I can appreciate that, but you're just dragging this thing out. Now look, no one gets out of here until these guys can talk to the L.A. police, and that just ain't gonna happen until you stop messing up the works, capiche?
You ever notice how quickly some people make an impression?
I'm a tool. I'm a tool. I'm a tool, an unbelievably annoying tool.
They want you to tell them what the detonators are. They know people are listening. They want the detonators, or they're gonna kill me.
Hans, this shithead does not know what kind of man you are, but I do. Listen to me.
Good. Then you'll give us what we want and save your friend's life. You're not part of this equation. It's time you realized that.
Hey, what am I, a method actor, Hans? Babe, put away the gun. This is radio, not television.
Hans, this asshole is not my friend. I just met him tonight. I don't know him. Jesus Christ, Ellis, these people are gonna kill you. Tell them you don't know me.
John, how can you say that after all these years, huh? John. John.
Do it, 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 do it.
Make 'em laugh, make 'em laugh. Don't you know everyone wants to laugh? My dad said he.
So after saving us from this moron, Snape decides to be even more badass by straight up fucking with the police.
The following people are to be released from their captors. In Northern Ireland, the 7 members of the new Provo Front. In Canada, the 5 imprisoned leaders of Liberté de Québec. In Sri Lanka, the 9 members of the Asian Dawn.
What the fuck?
I read about them in Time magazine. When these revolutionary brothers and sisters are free, the hostages in this building will be taken to the roof, and they will accompany us in helicopters to the Los Angeles International Airport, where they will be given further instructions. You have 2 hours to comply.
Also find Harry Potter and tell him his mother is a teasing slut. Should have been me.
Carl, hunt that little shit down and get those detonators.
So Snape goes to inspect the explosives attached to the roof when he accidentally runs into McLean. However, McLean hasn't actually seen him before, so he pretends to be a hostage in an attempt to fool him. Thankfully for Hans, McLean buys it and they share a smoke.
You don't work for Nakatomi. And if you're not one of them...
I'm a cop from New York.
Now this is actually an interesting idea, and a relatively unique way to establish a relationship between the hero and the villain. You know the villain is going to turn on him in the first chance he gets, but this also gives him a way to get to know exactly what he's dealing with. And the hero gets an idea about how cunning and manipulating his enemy is firsthand. This is a really interesting dynamic. I'm just wondering how long it's going to last. Well, that was fun while it lasted. Back to shooting, I guess.
Oops. No bullets. You think I'm fucking stupid, Hans?
Just when it looks like McLean's going to finish Hans off, his loyal crew of murderers comes in to save the day, praying to God they don't accidentally shoot their boss in the process. During the firefight, the people show an astonishing amount of intelligence and shoot the glass so McLean can't run away without causing serious injury to his bare feet. But McLean runs away anyway, leaving the detonators behind. Meanwhile, the FBI has decided to cut all power to the building in an attempt to stop the terrorists. However, it is revealed that this was Hans' plan all along, as cutting the power will somehow unlock the final lock into the company's vault, allowing them complete access to the bonds inside. You know, just watching this movie just makes me wonder, it just forced me to a conclusion I can't comprehend. Is this an action movie with a plot that's actually intelligent? Even if the motive of money is a little boring, the way they go about it is remarkably well thought out, and doesn't really pull any punches. With a villain that's smart without really being cartoony, and the movie actually tries to build up some genuine character development, plus or minus one or two dumb stereotypes. This is actually quite impressive for an 80s movie, the same era that gave us mind-numbing but still fun movies like Commando. Anyway, Han succeeds in his plans to open the vault and negotiates for a helicopter to go to the roof of the building. While McClane investigates the area he found Hans in, he discovers the explosives but is soon caught by Fabio's German cousin, who holds him at gunpoint.
We're both professionals. This is personal.
Just don't do something stupid like knock my gun away while I wait to shoot you for some reason. Ah, you bitch! Meanwhile, Hans is watching the news report following John McClane, which reveals to him that Holly is really his wife, which naturally he doesn't really respond to very well.
Mrs. McClane. How nice to make your acquaintance.
What would I get if I added powdered root of asphodel to an infusion of wormwood?
So after a lengthy fight, McClane finally kills evil blonde German dude and gets over his foot injury pretty damn fast. He then tries to scare all the hostages off the roof before it blows. Unfortunately, this also draws fire from the nearby FBI helicopter, essentially resulting in a die-hard boss fight.
Oh, John, what the fuck are you doing? How the fuck did you get into this shit?
Well, what you doing there, Johnny boy?
I promise I will never even think about going up in a tall building again.
You're not.
Oh, God, please don't let me die.
Oh shit, you are. Oh my god. So after somehow surviving that shitstorm, he comes face to face with Hans and his last minion, and they have their final showdown.
Mine, this is mine. You got me.
Still the cowboy. Mr. McClane, Americans all alike. Well, this time John Wayne does not walk off into the sunset with Grace Kelly.
It's Gary Cooper, asshole.
Enough jokes.
You made a pretty good cowboy yourself, Hans.
Oh, yes. What was it you said to me before? Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Santa has something very special in his sack for you two.
Happy trails, Hans.
Bullshit. 5 points from Gryffindor. So the villain falls to his death, the getaway van is stopped by Argyle, yeah, I forgot about him, didn't you? And John and Holly ride off in a limo to the song of Let It Snow, saying once and for all naysayers, fuck you, this is a Christmas movie. So that was Die Hard, but does it hold up still after all these years? Of course it does, it's fucking Die Hard! Even after 2 decades, this is still one of the best action movies on the market because it actually attempts to tell a relatively smart story with good characters. Up until the last act, the idea of a single man taking on a group of terrorists actually seems plausible. This is in no small part due to Bruce Willis' performance. He's smart, he's funny, but he's also scared and vulnerable and knows he could die at any time. Even when he goes and does something ridiculously badass, he's still scared shitless that this could just as easily kill him too. It adds a certain vulnerability to the role and makes us care more about what he's going through. The villain is just awesome. He's cool, he's collected, he's confident. He practically mocks the police and anyone else who tries to get in his way. But he also has an underlying fear that McClane will fuck everything up, which he does. The dynamic between the two characters is amazing, and actually feels pretty fleshed out. And every interaction between the two is a ton of fun to watch. It's actually pretty hard to believe that this was Alan Rickman's first role. You could easily mistake him for a seasoned actor. The rest of the movie is still pretty good too, with great action sequences, good characters, and a surprisingly intelligent story. The only real downside is that there are a couple characters whose stupidity seemingly knows no boundaries, and actually comes pretty close to ruining the movie a couple times. But even they can't destroy the utter awesomeness that is Die Hard, a must-watch Christmas classic. Well, that was a good Christmas, wasn't it, people? I know it was for me anyway. So I'll see you all next year, and hope I get to review another movie just as awesome as Die Hard. Crap!
Oh, the weather outside is frightful, but the fire is so delightful. And since we've no place to go, let it snow, let it snow, let it snow.